hear me. I was wondering if, after all this time, you'd like to get together and meet. Well, to go over everything. Okay, you're outside? Okay, I'll be there in just a minute.
Hey, James. Where's the British guy?
That's the wrong YouTube star.
Oh, sorry.
Buckle up your seatbelt.
Thank you. Safety first.
So, how are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Doing good.
Good.
I just thought we'd get together and kind of talk about, you know, what's been going on the last few weeks and everything. So,
Yep.
you know, now that you've, now that Truly Remarkable Life has been launched, how does it make you feel?
Good question. You know, it kind of makes me feel like.
Have you ever felt the hair on your arm stand up just cause she says what's up? Have you ever felt the world is yours to take? Like the world is an open road, your life a great story yet untold. Like the future is nothing but what you make. Well, I do. Yes, I do. You make me feel like a satellite floating in outer space. The laws of gravity's been erased, and I'm weightless.
Does that help?
Yeah, I think that kind of describes it pretty well. Oh my gosh, you're a ham.
I try.
I know. So, one of the things, you know, that I really want our viewers to, you know, to get is, you know, the channel's going to be about us, right? And
Right.
so I want them to really get an insight into who we are as individuals. So, you're one of the things I mentioned in our intro video is that you're a poet and you're
Right.
a writer, and I think you're pretty freaking awesome. But why don't you tell, how did you like get into poetry? I mean, I know that, you know, whenever you were a kid, but tell me, you know, what background it was that really inspired your mind to go in that direction, and how did you really get started?
Well, it's an interesting thing because I remember every time somebody asked me that question, I remember a specific moment when I was standing at my old job years ago. I was getting on the elevator, and I remember I was like, oh, poetry chose me. I didn't choose poetry. It absolutely, I had to learn to accept to be a poet, because it's not the most masculine thing in the world. And I started out very young. I'm a 4th generation, maybe even longer, I don't know, beyond that, poet. And, you know, my great-grandmother, I have great uncles, and my aunt and my mom, and a lot of different family members who wrote poetry, but never really did anything with it. And I mean, it made a big difference in the family. It was always cherished in the family. I mean, there was a book, and it was in a drawer, and it was revered, and my grandfather kept it, and you didn't touch it without his permission. And, you know, it was kind of neat. And
That is cool.
but I started very young. First poem I ever remember writing was my brother was dating some girl, and I wrote them a little love poem. And
How old were you?
like 6.
That's cute.
Yeah. And then when I was 11 or 10 or 11, you know, I don't know if you remember Highlights magazine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I wrote a poem and sent it in, and I got published. And
No, I'm not going to try that.
oh, yeah, we're driving. That's not, you know, pay attention to the road. I know we're chatting, but No, it's so anyway, long story short is I wrote a poem for Highlights magazine and I sent it in, and it was like, I was like 10 when I wrote it. Well, when I was 11 and a half, they contacted me and said they were going to publish it. Well, I had went from grade school to junior high. That year is a huge transition year between childhood and teen years.
Yeah.
And that I got published, and then they notified the local paper, and the local paper wanted to do a little story on me. Well, it turns out that story was a front page Neighbors edition, giant picture. The poet is also an architect, because I used to love to draw house stuff, and I mean, it's just this full article on me being a poet. And I mean, what kid sends in a poem to Highlights magazine and then has the entire, I mean, it's documented for history. I am a poet, you know.
Wow.
And then they announced it at school. The principal announced it at the on the daily announcements over the intercom that I was featured in the paper, and I just expected to just be beaten to a pulp that afternoon. and it was
like
actually
a bad South Park episode.
Exactly. What? You killed Craig. No, but it turned out to be opposite. Actually, some of the bully kind of kids were like, "Hey, that was pretty cool, man. You were in the paper, you know."
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
It was kind of neat, but I was still kind of embarrassed by it, and I didn't really do anything with it. And I ended up just kind of writing for myself. And I think one of the big catalysts was when I turned 16 or 17. I don't know. I think all the angst and everything that comes along with youth, and I had a lot of cruddy things happen. I just really started to write on my own without really telling anybody, and I didn't tell anybody for years. And then, you know, so that's the kid part of it. I mean, I don't know how further
No, that's
go.
Yeah, no, I mean that's really cool. That's really interesting. But leading up into your, you know, you kind of went up into your high school life and everything. So what was, you know, the town that you grew up in is a little bitty town named after cows,
right,
in Illinois.
Yeah, literally Cowtown, Illinois. We'll preserve the name of that for later, but it's literally named after cows. Do some math, you'll figure it out. But it was
What was that town like? Whenever you were growing up?
It was a small town. It is literally, you go to it and it literally looks like scenic Americana. The little courthouse square, you've got the old Main Street with the old buildings. The town itself was I think it was a victim of the times. I felt that it was very, it hindered me. It hindered me. And, you know, I won't go into the details, but I just didn't feel very welcome there. But I joke and say that it spit me out. You know, the people there love me, my family, my friends. But the town itself spit me out. I needed to move on.
Yeah,
and I did that at college.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny because I've known so many people in my life that grew up in little bitty towns, myself included. I mean, I grew up in a ton of little bitty towns, but you always feel stifled. It doesn't matter who's there, or, you know, if you have friends, family, loved ones, there's just something about it, you know. And for so many people I know who wanted something different, I hesitate to use the word more because that insinuates that there's something wrong with the people who stay there and love that life, and there's nothing wrong with that, but something different. You know, and so no, I totally get that.
Yeah, I mean that's me. I mean, I really always felt like I was born into the wrong location, time, you know.
Oh, you were definitely born into the wrong time.
Yeah, I should have been a time. If I could be a time traveler, that's one of my other favorite things. If I could be a time traveler, I would go I'd try out some different times and see where I fit.
That's the one aspect of sci-fi that I actually get to enjoy because you like it.
Right.
Time travel.
Anything to do with time travel.
That is funny. So if you're going to be a time traveler, where would you go?
Good question. I would probably, and this is cheesy as all get out, but I would go back in time and see Laura Ingalls Wilder and meet her. I don't care if it was on the prairie when she was living with Ma and Pa, or as an adult after she wrote her books, whatever. They say don't meet your heroes, but that's one I would just like to meet. She influenced me. I loved reading her books as a kid, and it was the visual nature of it.
Oh yeah,
she's so visual. She wrote.
Wow, that explains a lot about your poetry, because I've always told you that your poetry can be very visual.
Yes. Well, Laura Ingalls Wilder wrote her sister Mary was blind for real in real life. That wasn't just in the show. And so she spent her life describing the world to her sister so she could see it.
Well, and Mary was blind later in life, so she
was in her teens.
Well, yeah, but I mean, she wasn't born blind.
No.
So she had a basis of knowledge about what sight is.
Right.
And so, as Laura was able to explain things, the concepts, Mary got it.
She could be descriptive, very descriptive, and she would understand what it looked like. And so that rolled over later in life into her writing, and it was a very visual writing style. I loved it. I mean, I was able to escape completely into it, and it bled over into my writing.
Okay, so tell me the truth. I know that you went to Minnesota a few years ago. I was in Texas, and you went to Minnesota on a business trip. And I know that you went out to Walnut Grove. Dang it, Walnut Grove. Did you take a bonnet with you and go dancing through the flowers down the hillside like the intro to the?
Yes, that was not Quagmire in the opening episode or the closing episode of Family Guy running down the hill. That was me in my bonnet. People are picturing this. I know.
Oh my God!
Anyway,
I am very visual. Very visual.
Yes.
Poke out the mind's eye.
Yeah. No, but I did get to go. Actually, it's really cool because I got to go to. I had like a gap between what I was doing there and getting on the plane, so I drove a couple hours out to the Walnut Grove and to the home site where they literally lived. And Little House on the Prairie was about, really, and got to see it and got to walk around out there and see some of the things she referenced in the book. You know, a rock that she referenced in the book. Oh, wow. And I got to actually stand on that rock. It was pretty amazing.
Very cool. Yeah. That's really cool. So outside of writing and poetry, what else do you want our viewers to know about you? I mean, what else can we kind of focus on our channel, that other interests that you have?
I think I share a lot of your interests with being a foodie.
Yeah.
We love food and going and trying new restaurants. Traveling, it's something I've always really valued. Never did a lot of it as a kid. We always traveled locally and, a couple hours from home. But getting older, there's something I just was drawn to do.
Well, okay, so like traveling. So, top place. Let's say top, 2 or 3 places. Where do you want to go? I mean, like lifespan, bucket list.
So where do I want to go that I haven't been yet, or maybe go back to?
No, where have you not been yet that you want to go? Because of course I know we're both like, let's go back to Hawaii.
Right.
That's our go-to. Let's go back to Hawaii. It's so wonderful.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I could teleport myself every weekend. But no, I get it. Ireland and Scotland that's my heritage, your heritage. I would love to go see the castles and stuff. Italy. I want to go to Italy and see Rome and Florence, and I have a friend that's there now, and I love watching everything.
I know their Facebook posts.
It's wonderful.
Oh, I have
but Tuscany,
jelly.
Yeah,
jelly.
So I've actually just slowly on the side kind of started learning Italian, little words in Italian. Uomo is man. Anyway, I'm just trying to learn different words and get a basis for that, because I want to go there someday. And I also want to go. I want to go see America. I want to see things I haven't seen there, which is the Pacific Northwest.
Oh yeah.
Yellowstone, and I haven't been to the Rocky Mountains. I've flown over them.
Oh, I can't wait to show you the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, I've been so many places, but I always fly over the mountains.
You want to go? You want to go to all the flyover states?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to do the drive through the flyover states.
Yeah.
There's a poem there somewhere.
Well, it's a song. There's a song.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's well, and I've done a significant amount of car traveling and stuff through a lot of the flyover states, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely amazing. It's mesmerizing. I mean, the coasts are great. Don't get me wrong. And I'm an ocean guy, but there's something very beautiful about the Midwest and the Rockies and all that. But yeah, it's really really cool.
Yeah, the Great Smoky Mountains is one of my favorite places. So
beautiful.
So beautiful.
Oh my God.
And so I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. Sorry, I'm into singing today, apparently. Go figure.
Okay, so now that we've talked about your childhood, teenage years, college, all that, what about being an adult? What about how's your poetry and your writing, or your interests as an adult? How have those changed and evolved?
Good question. I had a good friend of mine when I was in college. She's no longer with us, but she encouraged me to get out there and do my poetry in spoken word form, like at open mic nights and everything.
Oh, cool.
And she went with me the first few times and got me engaged in it and, supported me through that. And then I got really involved in it for a couple of years, doing spoken word, slam poetry, those kind of things. So it gave me a lot of confidence and feedback from people saying it was really good. And then, when I went for my master's degree, I took a poetry course that, the instructor was exceptionally supportive of what I do and my writing and helping me. And I've just continued to be focused on developing it and writing and actually writing, even if I'm not publishing it, even if I'm not doing anything, writing. And I've been now trying to actually start getting things published, and it really comes with time, confidence, and age. Has given me the ability to put myself out there a little bit more. And, it's just been and that's kind of my focus is to, I don't know, as an adult, I've really realized that you do have influence over your own mind and your own heart and your own way of doing things.
Yeah.
And as a young person, it was more of I was just getting everything out on the page. Now I can control that a little bit more.
Well, I mean, even as a child, teenager, even in early 20s, really, we're all still figuring out who we are.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in my 40s, and sometimes I'm still figuring out who I am.
Right. Yeah. So I really like my poetry. I try to keep it, and my writing of any kind of writing and reading anything I read, really life focused and how to be positive and a little deeper. I'm a deeper guy. I don't like surface stuff a lot unless I just want to have a fun comedy movie night or something like that. That's okay.
Oh, there's lots of comedy, but
I can go deep, and I'm too much for some people sometimes, and I know that. But it's all good. I kind of like that because I like the way our intro, the music that we got for our video, for our vlog.
Oh yeah.
That says a lot. So if you listen to the words to that, it really does say a lot.
Yeah, it
about
does.
who I am.
Well, you want to hear it?
Okay, but only if you sing with me.
Okay.
You want to sing with me?
I'll sing.
Okay.
We don't have to lip sync this time?
Let me play it. No, we don't have to lip sync. So let's play it.
One, two, three, shaping this destiny. From soil and seed, we come from and will be. And I'm aiming for your soul. I believe I'll make you whole. And I say 1, 2, 3, give your love to me. To me, to me. I hope we break the time. Oh, if I Tonight we're living, tonight we're hoping, tonight we're living, tonight we're going strong, and together we go high. Tonight we're laughing, tonight we're living, tonight we sparkle, tonight we use love, and together we go high.
You're an absolute goofball.
I try.
Yay! Yay! All right, well, so we go home.
Okay, let's go home. So, gotta remember your thing.
Oh, yeah. So, if you haven't already,
Go find your truly remarkable life. Bye, everybody.
hey there. If you like what you just saw and want to get to know us better, click the link to our Get to Know Us video. Please subscribe by clicking our logo on the left, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thanks.